Hey, today I have been extremely busy in beta testing. I pretty much finished all the testing for now. There's probably going to be more updates soon. I cannot talk about it. It should be pretty obvious. I mean, if you're friends with me on Steam, then you can probably deduce what I've been beta testing. I can tell you it's not Streets of Rage 4, for starters, since I don't want you guys to get any ideas. But I figured for today I would just show a little bit of closers grinding again, since I actually got Nata's full moveset. Today, I actually got carried through Tiamat twice, so I was able to finish that quest chain. I just got the Crater Booster. I made so many attempts to get this thing at plus 12, but the game said no, so I'm just going to have to forget about that for now. I don't want to spend the cash on it. Everything else is pretty much temporary. Pretty standard setup. We've got Super Gear, Super Core, then the Disaster set, and then the Special Agent card. Now I need to tune this stuff, but since most of it is going to be obsoleted or upgraded, it's not really worth it at this time. Packing about 22% attack speed, which is pretty nice. Let me turn the music back on. Now, Wolfgang came out, and I was kind of interested in playing him because this game has so few male characters as it is, but I don't know, I just don't think I'm going to bother with it at the moment. Also, the event to get the 500 ENP, which is basically $5 in-game credit. I think you have to get them to level 50 instead of 20. They want people to play for longer. I'm not sure if that's for, like, you know, metrics or whatever, or statistics, or it's just because of the infinite fatigue. I imagine it's probably a combination of both. I know people are, like, already close to the cap already, and he didn't even come out 24 hours ago. Right now it is 9:24 p.m., and they went down for maintenance at 10 p.m. last night, and they came back up around midnight, so it's been, like, barely 21 hours. I don't remember exactly when they came up, but because I was already in bed. Overall, you know, everybody was fear-mongering, especially myself. I was pretty nervous about it because I am a DFO veteran, that the infinite fatigue was going to kill the game, and it seems like it's done the opposite. You know, it had a pretty high amount of people playing for the first few days, and then it went back down. And that's pretty common of every game, not let alone a niche MMO like this. And I see people come on the forums and they complain that, you know, well, I don't like how I can solo everything and stuff, but I don't know, those people need to realize that there's a market for instant MMOs. Like, open world MMOs can be like second or third jobs, depending on how they're designed. And some people like to just, you know, have the kind of progression that only an MMO offers without, you know, having to put so much time into it. Like, even with the infinite fatigue, you can play this game for like an hour or two a day and make pretty significant progress. You can't always say that for other games, and I've had people recommend stuff like Black Desert Online to me, and I just keep telling them that game, I know you have to have like spreadsheets and shit open just to like even do anything in it. I really don't have any interest in doing that, especially right now. I've got so many other games to, you know, give my time to these next few months. I don't really think playing something like that is in my best interest at this time. Good. You know, this boss track is legit good. It's a shame my character's too good to like actually let it loop. I like the soundtrack in this game. It's got a nice variety to it. It's not tiring to listen to. Usually when I stream this game, I play my own music, but I don't really want to do that on here because then I just get my shit claimed. Like I said, I do not know when I'll be able to talk about the beta testing stuff. I don't. Hopefully, I'll hear some news about that soon. The Messenger comes out on the 30th. I paid for that a few weeks ago, and that game is getting like rave reviews, which is kind of interesting because like hardcore platformers, you know, usually the game journalists say they're too hard, or we wish it was a walking sim or something. But it seems like people actually are really liking it. And I've heard that the first half it's kind of like a traditional platformer with the way that the progression and the levels work. And like the gameplay flow, but then it turns into like a Metroidvania later on. I've heard some people say that the backtracking is like less than ideal. I'm not sure if I'm down for that. Like that can kill a Metroidvania, you know, if there's just like too much backtracking. I heard that new game Chasm. I hear that's like a pretty big problem in that. I was kind of interested. I almost bought that this month, but I heard so many conflicting things about it. I probably would wait until like maybe they fix it or something. I've heard that game is basically like an example of like something that would have done really well in early access, and they would have ironed out a lot of the stuff that people are complaining about long before it was like in the public eye and advertised and on like console stores and everything. Gotta fight the raid boss. Yo, this track is good. I hit the cutscene trigger while she was flying. That's pretty awesome. So, for his progression at this point, I'm going to need to level up a little bit more and complete the extreme quest, which should be difficult, and get him the core, and then probably get that to plus 12. I do have a plus 12 booster on me, but I'm trying to figure out exactly what would be the best thing to use it on. I might actually go for the David core with him, since that's supposed to be the best in slot gear. I really like his moveset. You know, I didn't really have a lot of experience with it in the first place, but it's definitely quite fun. I like how fast he is and how he actually has pretty good crowd control and single target damage, especially after his special agent promotion. I'll try to get out a Blade Stranger's port review pretty soon. I've had enough time with the game to know that I probably won't take it seriously. It's definitely a bit of a weird, like, fighting game in terms of like how it controls and stuff. It doesn't feel as suited to the Switch console as something like BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle does, and I'll be going into details about that maybe later today. Depends on what I'm doing. I am effectively broke until my my Patreon comes in, so I'll have a lot of time to finish up the beta testing and get all this other stuff I promised this week. This poor awesome boss track just never gets the chance to play. Let's see, with all these buffs on, I'm at like 200k, 200,000 something TCP, which is not bad. I don't have any talismans on right now either, since I was busy doing the beta testing stuff. Now, in terms of the Switch left D-pad Joy-Con, I've been to GameStop twice. I've looked on their site and Amazon, and apparently it's not coming out till September. So basically, I'm stuck with a like half-functional left Joy-Con until September, which is pretty annoying. Like the tentative release date for that thing has been like all over the place. But it's not really a big deal. Next time I'll be traveling, if at all, is going to be TwitchCon at the end of October. So as long as it's out before then, things will be okay. So he gets like a fat stat boost. He gets more movement speed, and then like a lot of his moves actually change. Like they have like different properties. So it's actually a pretty cool FM4. A lot of the FM4s, at least for the characters I played, like they aren't that great. You know, they're nice to have something extra in your rotation or the invincibility frames, but a lot of them aren't really used for damage purposes. But his is actually pretty awesome. Let me see how much CDR I have right now. I'm only at about 28% CDR. Oh wait, never mind, I'm at 41%. So CDR, basically like it caps at 50% from what I understand, so anything past that, I'm not sure if it actually counts or not. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. With crit rate, it's pretty much the same thing. Like, once you get past 50%, like it actually does count, but it gets harder and harder to raise, and I'm not exactly sure how it depreciates or how it devalues. So usually what people do is they try to get to 100% crit with their physical crit or side crit rate, or both if you're a hybrid class, and then with the ABCs. So right now, I think I'm actually close to 100%. Also, in terms of people who watch for closers content, apparently the next newsletter is probably going to go out within the next week, so I should have some more codes. Now, I actually indirectly made a mistake earlier this month. I said that the code that I had was eligible for 4 people. That's actually not the case. That code was only good for 1 person. And that was a mistake that they made on the newsletter. I actually had to talk to the community manager, and we got that worked out. So I actually have that code again. If you guys are interested, you can go ahead and watch that old video. The contents of that code have not changed, but I do have another one to give out to another person. So if you're interested, or you're the person who won last time, then go ahead and hit me up and I'll get that to you. I'm sorry that the code didn't work. It was just something that, like, they told me they sent like the accidental first draft of that newsletter, and that was the one that mentioned that the code was good for 4 people, and it actually isn't. Apparently, they do not have a way to make a code work for more than 1 person. Like, even the codes that they're giving out on on RPG and MMO site, those are only good for 1 person. You actually are getting a unique code. It's very similar to a Steam key, how no Steam key is identical. That's basically how it works here. So in the future, basically when I do more giveaways from the things that they give me, it will only be good for 1 person, unfortunately. Alright, that's enough of a grinding session. Like I said, my beta testing is pretty much done at this point. I'm going to have to wait for some more updates and stuff. I reported a ton of bugs. I gave paragraphs of feedback. I think I've done my part. So now I have time for other stuff. There's Blade Strangers, which I do enjoy playing. I haven't actually played an actual human against on it, so I'll have to see if it has replays. I will get a Switch port review series out for it. Hopefully today, and then the 30th is going to be the Messenger, and then before, after, or during that, I'll be playing Guac 2. Next month, I don't really think there's anything coming out. I did go ahead and pre-order one more thing before Amazon nerfed the 20% discounts on Amazon Prime, which is Mega Man 11. That's only going to run me about $25, $26, so even if I am still paying off the PC repairs, which I probably will be, or going to TwitchCon or both, I actually should be able to do that. So I think in October there's going to be the Hokuto no Ken Yakuza game. I have tried Yakuza 0 and I kind of like it, but it's kind of overwhelming. There's just too much shit to do and there's a ton of cutscenes. I'm going to give it more of a chance. I've heard people say that Yakuza Kiwami is definitely more of a better introduction because it's much less of a time commitment. So I might go ahead and try that. I do not know when I will have Orochi 4, so for those of you who are watching my stuff and asking for that, I don't know when I'm going to be getting that code and what the embargo will entail. I'm sure there will be an embargo of some capacity, but I do not know if it will be as strict as Dynasty Warriors 9. So for now, I'm just going to be doing low-key stuff. Next month, I didn't really have anything planned at all, so most likely I'll probably give out at least a copy of Streets of Fury EX and Assault Spy if people would be interested. That depends on how things go with me for the channel, if there's anything interesting coming out. I also need to pay off my PC upgrade bill first because that's obviously the most important thing. Anyway, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. I'm sorry that I was busy beta testing today. I didn't really have time to get to anything else, but I'll make it up to you guys later this week. Thanks for watching. Peace.